Always listen to learn. Don't listen to question. 1 Corinthians 8 verse number 2. The Bible says that if anyone thinks he knows anything, he knows nothing yet as he ought to know. Always listen to learn. Never listen to question. Because there is precept upon precept and there is line upon line. There is something called the arrogance of ignorance. Ignorance is very loud. Very, very loud. So the Bible says that if any man thinks he knows anything, he knows nothing, yes, as he ought to know. If any man thinks he knows anything, he knows nothing as he ought to know. Whenever I see people who are financially struggling, you realize that it's a knowledge problem. Money and finance is more knowledge dependent. So what you have to do is to open up and learn. That's why sometimes people feel like the Bible is a compendium of confusion. Because, for instance, when we are talking about the principles of wealth, we are strong on the topic sentence. People are ignorant, as I observe. They are very ignorant, extremely ignorant, and they don't pay attention to listen. Because we have not been trained with a lot of attention. We fall under the power. Like we like gymnastics in church. And so we are not a people that observe. It's not a studious generation. So once they see knowledge, they think it's a threat. There are different manifestations of demonic activity. There are demons that their assignment is to make sure you never know. So the Bible said when he taught, unclean spirit left. So there are demons that want to make sure that you don't have another level of information for the next level of life. So in as much as you are ignorant, they are around and they never let you open up. Such people are very loud. There is context in knowledge. There is context. So every time, listen to the context. Be a young person that understands before the question. Ignorance is very loud. It makes you arrogant. It's a difficult thing to receive new information and have the discipline to receive it. It's a difficult thing. Given provokes, principles invoke. So there is a spiritual side of wealth and there is a principal side of wealth. If you don't combine the two, you are joking. If any man thinks he knows, he says he knows nothing yet as he ought to know. So those spirits, what they do is that they don't make you open up for new information. Sometimes too, they create a certain perception. He's a young man. And sometimes too, when did they come? Everything Satan will do so that you will not know, he will do it. And it's a demonic manifestation. The primary assignment of church is knowledge. That's what we do in church. So fight anything that fights your opening to information. Because why people are broke is that they are broke in knowledge. Because money is extremely technical. It's not a joke. Why would somebody do accounting in school and go and do MBA in finance and he's still broke? Prosperity is not difficult. It's a mysterious subject matter. Always open up for knowledge. Listen to learn. Don't listen to question. And this is the thing. Do not think that you can receive truth easily like that. But don't be arrogant. Stop arrogance. Money is a very difficult subject matter. It's one thing to rise. It's another thing to keep rising. So what you take to enter success is not the same as what it takes to maintain it. Entry needs a wisdom. Maintaining needs a wisdom. That's why the ignoramus of the 21st century is a man who cannot learn, unlearn, and then relearn. Because most often, we use yesterday's knowledge for today's realm. Every day needs another level of information because things keep growing. So, the finance you knew last year is changed. So, things keep changing. So, your knowledge base will keep changing. So, if things change and you don't change what you know, you become outdated. So, the financial space has changed over time. Factors like depreciation affects it. Factors like unemployment affects it. So the way we handled finance, even in church, must change. There were lots of things that were written in the Bible and they were not in that same time as we are now. And so what you have to do is to interpret it contextually. For instance, God spoke to some people through a donkey. It doesn't mean establish Donkey International Assembly. You see, what you have done is that you have understood, but you have interpreted. So wrong interpretation is the same as no knowledge at all. So God spoke to a donkey in the Bible. Doesn't mean when you wake up in the morning, go to a donkey and let God talk to the donkey to you. Because at that time, they understood a donkey. This time, it is not a donkey. So you must update what you know, even on finance. Next year, the demand of finance will change. So the thing about knowledge is it evolves. You have to keep updating. That's why we have volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, volume 4, volume 5, volume 6. Same information. There are some things you defined even in secondary school, in tertiary is wrong. The lecturer will say it's a secondary school definition, but it is correct in secondary school, but it is wrong. That's how knowledge is. So every level of your life needs a specific knowledge.